Lovely, welcome to your Summer Sculpt program. We have broken the Summer Sculpt program down into 3 2-week blocks, and each 2-week block is focused on something different. So this next 2 weeks that we're starting to work on are all about activation of those deep core muscles, your glutes, your posture muscles, so waking them all up and ensuring that we're moving your body in a correct way. So everything's going to be super slow and controlled. We've got deep core upper body strength series that we're going to take you through today to start to get everything fired up. You do need a small Pilates ball. If you do not have one at home, you can use a small rectangular pillow instead, or a bigger pillow folded over, and see how you go with that today. Otherwise, come on down to your mat. We're going to get started straight away. If you do have any lower back pain, let's see if we can modify and change our position, and then we'll go from there. If anything else does not feel okay, please feel free to reach out at any time. Okay, so we're going to have a lie down completely flat on your back to start off with. The ball's going to be placed right under the sacrum. So carefully just rolling those hips up for me. Place the ball placing the ball right in at the base of the sacrum. So you should have support right to the bottom of the butt cheeks there for me. What we want to do to start off with is just check what our pelvis is doing. So just carefully relax the head, neck and shoulders down. Keep your feet grounded on the ground here for me. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. As you exhale, try to exhale through your mouth. So we're going to start with a few what we call diaphragmatic breaths here, and then we're going to interlace that into your belly pumping and core control. So let's take 3 more deep breaths. 2 more, so we should be getting some belly, rib and back expansion here. Last one. Beautiful. So now what I want you to do is take the same inhale. As you exhale, start to think about lifting the pelvic floor, zipping up through the midline of the belly, and then think about hugging and wrapping these ribs in at the end of the exhale. So we basically want to inhale, expand, exhale, let's lift, zip, connect, and then finish with that nice deep hug around, or like you're knitting the rib cage towards each other. And that's going to help to connect your transverse from your spine and wrap it and hug it all the way around. So let's continue. 2 more. Exhale, lift, zip, wrap and hug around, and then 1 more. Beautiful. So now what I want you to do is carefully come onto your toes. So keep this pelvis as still as possible with each of these movements. So we want to take that deep inhale we were just practicing. Now as you exhale, we want to lift the pelvic floor first. Keep your hands on both sides of your pelvis. As you start to zip up the middle of the core and wrap, you want to lift and float your right leg up to tabletop and back down. Over to the left. Let's exhale. Beautiful. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, keep lifting, keep zipping, keep wrapping and hugging. So we want to take it slow. The longer and deeper breaths you can take here, the better. So try not to rush this. What I want you to look for through this belly here is that as you're lifting and lowering your leg, that this lower part of the belly, so below your belly button, isn't popping up into your hands. It should say lifted and scooped and activated for me. We're just going to do another 3, and then we're going to start to layer and add a bit of challenge. Two more. 1 to go. So on this exhale, we want to hold the right leg up, On your next exhale, can we float the left leg up to meet the right leg without jumping through the middle of the belly? Connect and zip these inner thighs and ankles together. Ideally, we want them at a 90-degree angle. If that's a little bit too much for you right now, just draw those knees in a little bit closer for me. So knees and ankles are connected. We're activating those inner thighs too. Now, what I want you to do is, once we've added a little bit of extra load, we now don't want to take a really deep breath. So can you just focus on taking a shorter, shallower breath? And then breathe out. We still want to exhale and lift through the pelvic floor. Keep zipping up through the middle of the core and hug the ribs in. Good. Again, shallow breath in. Exhale, lift, zip, wrap and hug around for me. Beautiful. Back up. So we exhale, we lift. Lift. So really listening to what's happening with the body at the moment. Shallow inhale. Take it back down. 2 more sets to go. So we exhale and we lift on the exhale for me, on the hardest part of the movement. Exhale, let's take it back down and back down. 1 more set. So every time we exhale, we lift the pelvic floor first before we add the load. We lift up, we float up, glue the knees and ankles together. Can we take 2 shallow breaths up here? So inhale, into the ribs, a little bit higher this time. And then as you exhale, try and zip and hug around and just feel that little bit of a deeper connection now. 1 more breath. Exhale. Beautiful, and then relax. Can we take that ball now? We're gonna place it right in close between the inner thighs up near the pelvis. If you have a pillow, bring it up nice and close, and then you just want to bring those feet a little bit closer towards each other now. So there should already be a little bit of pressure on the ball or on the pillow. Relax the head, neck and shoulders away. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, what we want to do is think about drawing the knees in, squeezing the ball, and as we do so, think about lifting that pelvic floor. If you're having trouble connecting, what I want you to think about is, as you exhale, think about lifting a blueberry from your back passage and then keep lifting, 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 and then release. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Draw those knees in, lift that blueberry, and then keep lifting, 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 and then release. Good. Exhale. Draw those knees in, lift the blueberry, keep lifting, 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 and deep breath in, relax. Good. Paying attention that we're not holding on to our breath here. We're just doing the lift of the blueberry in the pelvic floor on your exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Another 4 to go. Another way to help you connect is starting to make a on that exhale after you've picked that blueberry up, and that helps to engage your deep core a little more. 2 to go. 1 more. Hold it here for me. Now take a little inhale, exhale, lift the blueberry. Little inhale, exhale, lift the blueberry. Little inhale, we release a tiny bit. Exhale, lift the blueberry again. Good. Little inhale, little exhale. Little inhale and release, little exhale. Let's go for a count of 3. Exhale and lift. 2 more. 1 more. Beautiful. Now can we hold for a count of 10? Take a deep inhale. Exhale, draw those knees in. Don't let go, take a little inhale. Exhale, lift and connect again. 3, 2, 1, and then release. Now we want to take an exhale, lift that blueberry. Let's start to roll up into our first glute bridge here. Good. Roll back down. It's a lot to think about, I know. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, draw those knees in, pick the blueberry up, and then really super, super slow, rolling those hips up. Sink from the rib cage. We want to roll back down one vertebrae at a time, taking it slow. Beautiful. Exhale, draw those knees in. Roll up. Super, super slow. So this isn't about how high you're getting. Especially if you're postnatal, you're going to notice that these ribs are a little bit flared still from having your baby and everything expanding through your midsection. So what we're going to start to train them to do is to relax back down. So every time you get to the top of your bridge, think about softening your rib cage and then rolling down from there. Beautiful. Exhale. Good. Start the movement by squeezing the ball, rolling these hips up. Sink and roll back down. Good. If there's not enough pressure and you're using a pillow, just walk those feet a little bit closer for me. We've just got one more to go. So draw the knees in, exhale. Are we ready? Peel those hips up just to that top point. Now relax the ribs. That should help to turn your back extensors off and actually start to engage these glutes. Check that your knees aren't splaying out. We want them directly forward. Now hold. Take a little inhale. As you exhale, let's draw these knees in. Inhale. Exhale, draw knees in. So we're going for little pulses or squeezes of the ball. We want these hips not too high. 4 squeezes to go. You should be feeling your inner thighs and down the base of these glutes here. Last 3, last 2, last 1. Let's hold still for a count of 10, but don't hold your breath. We've got 9, 8. Can you squeeze a little firmer? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Don't let go. Drop your hips halfway. Exhale, lift up. We've only got 10 and then we're moving on. 9, lift up. Every time you're lifting, make sure there's either still pressure on the ball or you're re-squeezing and activating every time you're lifting up. We've got 5, 4, breathe out. 3, 2, 1 more. And then sink and roll all the way down. Beautiful. Just release that ball. Grab those knees, hug them in. All right, whilst we're there, place the ball behind the back of the knees for me. Plant these arms down by your side. Take a deep inhale. So you want the knees to stay close to the chest, but your hips and your pelvis are on the ground. Now we take a shallow inhale. We move these knees and feet away, but try not to let your posture move out of that neutral spine. So there might be a tiny gap under your pelvis, but don't let it get any bigger. And then we want to exhale and pull these knees in. So we take a shallow inhale. We don't want to relax the core here. It needs to stay active. But then every time the knees draw in, we want to activate a little bit deeper. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and then exhale. So this is an amazing exercise for those lower abdominals. If you do feel your hip flexors engage, keep the movement smaller. So keep these knees in and just move 1 or 2 inches and then exhale, connect on the up phase. The harder the challenge for those lower abs. So let's take it slow. Shallow inhale, exhale, lift, zip, hug those ribs in for me. So every time we get to the end of the exhale, don't forget to get that wrap and hug, because that's going to activate deep into the transverse and draw those ribs back in. Beautiful. As you start to get used to the movement, see if you can add that little bit of extra challenge by slowly taking those feet just that little bit further to challenge. So shallow inhale, exhale, draw all the way in. Last 3. 2 to go. We should be feeling those lower abs. Excellent. 1 more. Beautiful. Now, so what we actually want to do this time, keep those knees drawn in, place those palms down, try to keep these shoulders down as much as possible. Take the feet and the knees away from the body just to where you can. Exhale as you pull in, little tiny lift of the butt off of the ground. If you can't do that right now, it's something that we're going to work up to. So we take that shallow inhale, we move away, exhale, pull in, beautiful. Inhale, move away, exhale, pull in, excellent. So lower and upper abdominals should be connected here. 6 to go, let's take it down, just to a point where we get that little bit shaky, but our back isn't arching. So if you find you're losing that neutral spine or your lower back is kicking in, can you keep that movement really small, like you're rocking through the pelvis? Last 2. Last 1. Gorgeous. Now release the ball. If you have had a baby in the last couple of months, make sure you roll to the side, exhale to push yourself up, and that's just going to help to ensure stomach separation and pelvic floor are healing appropriately. What we want to do now is we're going to just start to work our way into a roll down, but we're really only going to do the top half of the movement. The ball or your pillow places right behind your sacrum, and what we want to do is take your feet hip width apart. We grab behind the knees, we sit up nice and tall and a really long spine to start off with. Grab hold quite firmly so your biceps and upper back are active. As you breathe out, we want to do that lift, zip of the pelvis, and then just slowly sink down into the ball. But then we want to grab the back of the legs as we're rising. Okay. So exhale, let's sink. Grab the legs, lift up, nice straight, flat back. Exhale, lift, roll. Lifting up, beautiful. Are we ready? Let's come over the ball. Lifting and floating up. So start to come back to a point where you're getting a little shaky through those lower abs. Lower back should be completely supported here in this position. Beautiful. So over the next couple reps, what I want you to do is start to take a little bit of pressure out of these hands and then focus more on those lower abdominals. Make sure you're breathing out through the whole movement so we're managing the pressure that we're creating. Good. Take those hands away a little more if we can. Last 2, and then we're going to start to add a little bit of rotation to the movement. Good. Sink and roll. Taking the hands over to the right leg for me. What I want you to do is grab behind, lift tall, rotate with your torso, so with your rib cage for me now. As we breathe out, what we want to do is lean back and lift up. We're going to start to engage those side obliques a little bit more. So quite a safe and really effective way to get deep core and obliques working together. So exhaling, lifting and pulling, reaching down, coming up. If you can take one or both arms, but stay on that angle, and then coming back over the ball and then lifting up. So we should be feeling down, lower abdominals, below the belly button, especially as we're rolling over the ball, and then the sides are going to start to kick in. So as long as you're feeling okay through pelvic floor, core, and lower back, we're going to hold, stay. So we're now going to pulse. Beautiful. Let's go for 10, 9, little lift up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, should be getting shaky, last 2, all the way up, back to center, over to the left leg. So grab hold of your left leg, sit up tall, but now twist your torso to the left from your thoracic, from your rib cage. Now let's slowly roll down, lifting back up. You may need to adjust your ball. Beautiful. Slowly roll down and lifting up. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Sink and roll and up. If you can, start to take one arm or even both away just as long as you feel you can control that movement and the deep abdominals are doing the work, not the lower back. You may feel those hip flexors kicking in. Over the coming weeks, they're going to get a little bit stronger and you're going to start to feel the lower abs and your deep core doing more of the work. Are we ready? Let's hold. Stay for pulses. Good, keep breathing. Most importantly, that we don't hold on to our breath here. Last 4, last 3, last 2, and then lift all the way up. Beautiful. All right, from here, we're going to carefully lie down, but this time the ball's going to come between the upper back and we're going to take you through a series of crunches. So the way we want to do this is you need to support your neck. Your core needs to do the work rather than your extensors through your neck. So we want to focus on that deep connection that we've been working on today. Hands can interlace behind the head for support, and the head should be heavy in the hands. Next, we want to take a nice deep breath in to start off with. Slowly lean back over the ball now. As you exhale, we want to think about picking up the pelvic floor. So you lift that blueberry, keep zipping up, all the way to the rib cage for me now. Beautiful. Breathe in, come over the ball. Exhale, let's lift, let's zip, come all the way up. Beautiful. Good, lift, 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 zip, wrap and hug. Beautiful. Good, breathing in, breathing out. Lifting, zipping, wrapping and hugging in. So we want both feet to be hip width apart. Just check your knees aren't splaying out to the side. Can you ground the weight down evenly through both feet? Make sure your knees are parallel. So we should be getting a little bit shaky through the upper abdominals. If you're not, just bring that ball a little bit lower down the back. If you're using your pillow, make sure it's sort of right in the middle of that thoracic spine and you can come over into a little bit of extension and then lift, zip, wrap and hug up. So what we want to make sure here is that commonly we don't breathe through this movement and we push pressure down on our pelvic floor. So for us, we want to really focus on healing and strengthening. So we want to exhale, lift the pelvic floor first so that we can't push that pressure down, and then we hug and wrap around. Now, this time we're going to exhale, hold up. Beautiful little pulses. So little inhale, little exhale, little inhale, little exhale. Beautiful. Little inhale and then little exhale. Doing really well. So looking, making sure that we're zipping and that we're connecting deep to those abdominals. 2 to go for me, please. 1 more. And then carefully come all the way over the ball for 2 moments. We're going to head into a twist now. So link those fingers again. Now lean over. As you exhale, start to pick that right knee up, twist your left elbow to the right knee, and then tap it back down, back to the same side. So we want to do the movement as you're exhaling, please, ladies. So lift and twist, tap down. Lift and twist, tapping down for me. Beautiful. 6 to go, and then we're going to switch sides. Tap and lift. Last 4. So we want to breathe, we want to lift up, rotate through the torso. Excellent. 2 more. And your neck should be supported and it really shouldn't be working through here at all. Final 1. Plant that right foot down. So over to the other side now. Plant that right foot down, keep the weight heavy through the foot. Make sure that knee stays parallel. Come onto the toes of the left foot. We exhale. We now bring the right elbow to the left knee. Exhale as you twist and rotate for me. Beautiful, we're doing well, we're almost there. Last 4. Try and really twist and rotate through the upper body for me here. Plant down through that right foot, keep twisting. Last 2. 1 more. Beautiful. Now grab those knees, come all the way up. We're going to finish off today over on your knees and then on your tummy. So we're going to pair together. We've got a set of push-ups and then working into some back extensions. We're going to just go for a chest push-up today, where the hands go a little bit wider. So take them to the edge of your mat. Once they're at the edge of your mat, spread your fingers quite wide, knees go hip width apart, tuck your toes under. And today we're just going to work halfway down and back up. Draw this chin in so your spine is long and your back should look nice and flat all the way down and up. Beautiful. Check in with your breath. Some of you will need to exhale through the whole movement if you find you're holding your breath. If you can inhale and then exhale. It needs to be that shallow inhale into the ribs so that we're staying connected to the core. But then every time we lift to the top, we want to connect a little bit deeper to those abdominals. Let's go for another 4. 3 more. 2 to go. Last 1. Now really carefully lie all the way down on your mat. All right, we're going to reach these arms along. Just going to make sure. Pop your forehead down on the ground. Just make sure your ball or pillow is out of the way. Arms come to right angles. Beautiful. From here we want to exhale. Start to lift through the core. Lift these arms up but keep your head down. Good. Exhale. Lift the core. Lift the arms. So we're starting to activate through the middle of the upper back here. All through those beautiful posture muscles that need to be nice and strong to look after your kiddies. Breathing out. Hold. Lift. Head, neck, shoulders up. Bring everything back down to the ground. Beautiful. Exhale. Lift the core. Lift your arms. Then lift the head up. Beautiful. Breathe out. Lift the core. Lift the arms. Lift all the way up. Come back down. Relax. Good. Exhale, lifting up. 2. Good. 3 and then 4, like a 4-step process. Breathe out. Lift the core, lift the arms, use those upper back muscles. Gorgeous. Now this time hold up. So we lift up, hold here. We want to reach the arms forward, pull it back in. Now bring everything back down to the ground. So we're adding another layer. If this is too much for you, then just stay with the second layer. Breathe out, lift up, float up, reach forward, back in, and then down. Final 4. 3 to go. Good. 2 more. Up, reach, in, lower down. Last one. Breathe out. Carefully push back up onto your knees. We've got a second set of your push-ups and then we're all done. So take those knees hip width apart again for me. Hands are wide, hands are spread. Are we ready? Connect to the core. Now we inhale and we exhale. So if you do have a weak pelvic floor, then you may need to exhale through the whole movement to help manage that pressure. 6 to go to finish off, gorgeous ladies. Take it down, lift it up. Final 2. 1 more. Push back into that child's pose. Let's take the knees wide today. Reach those arms forward and then let's just stay here and take 4 big deep breaths. Try and focus on now relaxing pelvic floor, core. Take a really deep breath into the belly, ribs and the back. Beautiful. And then in your own time, really carefully and slowly walk those hands in, rolling up. You are all done for today, beautiful people. Thank you so much, and I hope you're mindful and feel your core and posture muscles nice and active for the rest of the day.